there. Of course, I try to explain to the audience we're on Wi-Fi, so we apologize if the video kind of coming in and out. From what I understand, I've been told from folks that are listening in that the sound is still good. So right now, we believe we have everything up and running, and we're going to try to make some adjustments here in a little bit when we have a little bit of a break. But I'll tell you what, I was telling folks, I heard you over the talking, we are visited by someone very special right now, are we not?
Yes, we are. We have Nate Tomasello here. Actually, across the street there, he's a CVCA alumni and just a dear friend to the wrestling family. And I just want to welcome Nate. Thank you, Nate, for taking the time and coming down here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm really thankful and grateful for you guys to have me on, and just excited about this tournament. It's been one that's kind of molded me over my high school career, as well as just how amazing the family is around Northeast Ohio at this tournament. So,
well, and I'll tell you what, from what I understand, obviously your portfolio of work is second to none throughout the state. We all know that. Obviously, a CVCA four-time state champion right across the street here. So you didn't have to go very far, right, to come on over and join us. Of course, one of Ohio State's great, man. I can't tell you the number of times that we watched you. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back to the Medina tournament years back. You actually wrestled one of my sons at the Medina tournament. Of course, made short order of it. But, as always, a gracious competitor, just as tough as nails. And I understand now you're back into the coaching realm. Is that correct?
Yeah, this season I'm helping CBCA's wrestling team, trying to make it something special. We got a couple kids ranked in the state. We got a guy that has a chance to win it again, his second time in 4 years. So I'm hoping to make it something pretty impactful for the kids at the high school.
That's great, Nate. Thank you for that. I want to ask you a couple questions here. I just want to ask you just about wrestling, what it's done for you. Stark Media Group here. We're starting to launch wrestling. We want to put this out here, and we want to start broadcasting going into the youth, middle school, and high school, and college. And we believe in wrestling, and I want to know, what's wrestling mean to you, Nate?
It means the world. It means a lot to me, just because it's been 18 years of my life as a competitor and a coach, and I just feel like a lot of people have influenced me through my journey and pointed me through the highs and lows, and pointed me to Christ through the sport, as well as just how it develops young men who do the sport.
I heard you and Jay talking a little bit offline, and I heard you use the term toughness. We all know, obviously, the physical aspects of our sport, right? The conditioning that takes place, the technique that you have to learn. But I'll tell you what, there's another part of our sport I don't think that many folks think about, is that mental toughness that you need. Would you not concur, or how do you see that as part of our sport?
Oh, absolutely. 50% of it's training, 50% of it is mental, and whatever you're dealing with, whether it's anxiety, nerves before competing, going through an injury, dealing with the highs and lows of an injury, dealing with the weight cut, the mental side of the weight cut. This sport breeds toughness, just because you're going to go through some adversity no matter what. If you compete for a year or 15 years in the sport, you're going to go through some adversity, and how are you going to respond to it? And it's a hand-to-hand combat. There's nothing quite like this sport, and that's why it's such a special one.
No, absolutely. And that's a great term. I tell that to Jason. We know this, right? The Olympics classify wrestling as a combat sport. That's how it's classified in their rankings. And, again, I heard you talking about, your career, now you're into coaching, but when you walked away from the competitive level, and now, thank goodness, we have you as one of our coaches to teach young men great Christian values that you have in sharing. But, there's so many things, right, in life. Everything from when you're proposing to that young woman to be married, or you're going for that job interview, or that's you. It's one-on-one, right? Just like when you used to step on the mat.
Yeah, we don't battle flesh and blood. We battle demonic spirits and the spirit realm, and it's like God wants us to be an ambassador for Him through what we're doing in our lives, right? Whether it's pursuing the Olympics, being a great father, being a great parent, being a good, what it is, owner of a company. Like he has our best for us intent, and it's like every single day we have to strive to be more like him through what we're doing in our lives. And I just feel like, at least with wrestling, it takes a lot of ownership in your own wrestling to get really good, as well as even if you're losing, taking ownership and getting better from that loss. And it's the same thing with life. You'll go through some highs and lows, but you got to take ownership and believe that God's opening up the doors that He wants to place you in.
Absolutely. Well said. I'll tell you what, talking about our Lord and wrestling, right? I mean, it talks about wrestling in the Bible, right? Did not Jacob wrestle? It says he wrestled an angel, you can say, or Elohim. Some people think, that incarnate, if you will, Jesus at the time. But they wrestled for quite a while, right? And I've always thought, talked about, he touched him and he had an injury, right? I want to talk. Someday when I get up there, I want to talk to him about that match. I kind of ask about that, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What do you think?
I mean, I think he humbled him a little bit. He made him realize that it's not him that's work. It's not him. It's God that's given him the abilities to talk about him, as well as just the abilities to have that platform. And I think that's what I realized early in my wrestling career, was that, he had given me great strength, great athletic ability, and the mindset to be a champion in the sport. And I just felt grateful because I've had some good mentors in my life that have poured into me, talking about faith early on in my high school career. And so every time I competed at that high level, I tried to give glory to Christ.
And I appreciate you sharing your faith, Nate. And like I told you earlier, I remember when you won your first Big Ten championship at Ohio State, and your
Talk about Christ through the club. And the world needs good mentors. And if I can be one of those people, I feel very, very blessed doing that.
How can they find out about that, Nate? Can you give? Is there a website they can go to? Email? Exactly. That'd be great if we can get that information. Is it okay to share that and get some kids out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just on my website, which is natowrestling.com. It's under my services. You can see the club through that, and I have flyers as well I can hand out to people about the club. So I'm working on getting my own wrestling club's website, but right now it's just through my own website that I've had for 5-6 years now.
Okay, yeah, we would love to get that out there to the young wrestlers, and we're going to be, throughout the area, just broadcasting, sharing the sport. And I know my son's out of it. He hung up the wrestling shoes. He actually put on the referee uniform. Him and I officiate, so that's a nice bond that we have. But if I had a son that was wrestling, I would definitely want to send him to your camp, and I'll definitely just make sure that we get that out there for you, Nate.
Yeah, that means a lot. I'm grateful I get this opportunity to work with kids this year in the state, and that's awesome that you get a chance to share that bond with your own son. Because at the end of the day, like if I have some kids, I would love to see them be wrestlers, because I can impart some stuff on them and help them grow, and just be someone that is with them through the highs and lows.
All right, I had to talk to TJ, and then I wanted to ask Nate about his wrestlers here today. So anybody can share a little bit about the guys you have here today, Nate, and how you think things will go for them?
Yeah, so we have two good lightweights right now that had tough losses early on in the tournament. I'm hoping that they battle back and place at this tournament. I think they're both capable of it. And then our 106, he's a freshman. He's a stud. He's struggled a little bit with his weight, and so he actually missed weight today, which was tough. And then our 220, or at the 215 pounder, he was a previous state champ. He's placed every year at the state tournament. He's seeded fourth. He has a shot at winning it. I think he really can do it. Just being around them, because even with me being only about 140 pounds right now, I still give him hand fight goes.
Wait a minute. You get out with your 215 pounder?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nathan.
Wow.
I did that with Kyle Snyder when I was at Ohio State. We'd hand fight and go, man. Like, it doesn't matter what weight they are. I'm gonna still go. So
That's awesome. Good stuff.
I'd hate to be the 125 pounder. He's hand fighting with
No.
220s.
Oh, absolutely. You can ask Breck and me how he felt when he was a Buckeye.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we really appreciate you coming by, Nate. You're always, you're a blessing. You're a friend of Start Media. You're our friend. We appreciate part of the wrestling family. You're always welcome to join us any point in time and any time with anything. We're going to make sure we promote your club, anything for the good of the order, as we let you go do your job out there and get these kids to this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a young kid and you pick up a flyer or something like that, and I would say when I was a kid, I had no clue about wrestling personally, and I had a buddy convince me to go to practice with him, and now I'm here, right? So you never know, if you try the sport, if you like it or not, and that would be my encouragement, is give it a shot. There's nothing wrong if you don't like it, but there's just a lot of good things that'll happen if you stick with it. So
Absolutely. And if I went, I gotta ask you, because it's growing here in Ohio. Real quick before we let you go, I know you're busy. Women's wrestling growing in the state. Thoughts? Do we have you have girls in your club? Is that part of the program you're putting together? How's that working with you?
yeah, so we've actually had one or two girls come up to the club this past fall. The one girl's actually took the exam to try to enroll to CBCA. So her name's Bella. She's an 8th grade girl. She's tough. She should be really good as coming up through the high school ranks. She's got good technique. She has a great mentality. Believe it or not, my girlfriend, she was a wrestler. She still wrestles. She was very good in high school, had some injuries in college, and now she's coaching at John Carroll. And so she's had a good journey through the sport as well. And it's just, I just think, if you, just like guys, if you want to pursue that opportunity, they should have more opportunities. And I'm glad that they're promoting women's wrestling and people are seeing it as an equal to men's, right? Because at the end of the day, it's an amazing sport. So why not have the females try it? If they like it, they like it,
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that colleges are starting to get more programs, as well as put the right coaches in place. I feel like, if you have girls that have wrestled in high school and through college, they should be coaching now at the college level. Personally, more than they're more qualified than any other, I believe.
My last question that I'm going to ask you, and this is kind of off topic, but still with the wrestling. So when you were managing your weight and it was you were able to cheat, what was one of your go-tos in high school? What did you cheat with?
Wow, that's good. So it depended, honestly. Pizza and cheeseburgers are kind of like my go-to sodium food. If I had that sodium, it'd be either like a pepperoni pizza or a cheeseburger and fries from like Five Guys. Okay. But if it was like a sugar thing, it'd definitely be some kind of ice cream or sundae or something like that. So I tried to vary it up, like if I had a chance to during the season. I know 2 of my 4 years making weight was pretty rough, so I had to wait kind of towards after the season was over. So, but
awesome. Thank you, man. And I'll be praying for the wrestlers.
Thank you.
Praying for you, and God bless you, brother.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nate. You're the best, brother. We love you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just one of the greats in Ohio, Ohio Buckeye, Nate Tomasello, taking some time out of coaching to be with us. We couldn't be more blessed. So a lot more to come, a lot of more interviews that we're going to hopefully bring to you, let you hear. If you have a question that you'd like to ask or share, please feel free. But again, Nate is one of the best. Again, good Christian man. His club, again, if you want to look into his club in the area, go to natowrestling.com and look under the services tab, and you can get information on his club. All right, we'll be back. Enjoy.
Just a little bit. I went in there probably half a dozen times my junior year. Jay Jagger's dad, 15 years later.
Yeah.
My name, who I was.
He's a good dude.
And I remember rolling with Jay Jaggers. You know, he was this skinny dude. Skinny, and I'm like 30 pounds heavier, and I was tough.
Yeah. He's just good at using his body and just working at the right movements, that worked for him. At the end of the day, everyone has a unique style in the sport, and you kind of figure out it more as you get more advanced. And he was very good at scrambles, sitting in the corner, getting to the cradle and stuff like that. And he was like he used leverage very well. I don't think he was very strong, but he was very good at using his leverage to kind of be strong in certain positions. So that's when I got my hands on him when I was a college wrestler. I could feel like how he moved from those positions a little bit, where he knew what he wanted. From like got shot this knew what to do, slip the corner, throw the head back outside. It was the same thing with like slinging his single. That would be his go-to single to the left side. So
All right, Coach. Go coach him up, man.
Thanks. Yeah.
Keep us in mind. We'll take care of the schedule. We're not working on wherever, so we would even come up broadcast one of you guys' matches. Whatever you guys want. So keep us in mind.
That'd be great.
Anything that
we got a couple good home duels coming up. Stuff. Things coming up.
I love it. Hey, I'm maybe gonna have you we'll be getting at the end of the year. But Josh Malave from Casey, so again, you may not be available, but I'd be getting him of your caliber with our college level. I mean, we're kind of more. We're going to do some Mount Union stuff. So we're going to learn. But I'll get a hold of you if you're available. Something makes sense, great. If not, that's fine. Love to have you. Any way you can help us out, be great. It's just new, like Jay said. We want to promote the sport. I tell you where I really want to hit it is at the youth and really talking. And we're going to broadcast some youth stuff. But really talking to youth, dad coaches, youth parents on how to be a proper coach, a proper spectator, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think it's a real message we can bring.
Yeah, what you guys are doing today is important. I think you keep promoting the sport. Plus, I love pro wrestling, but they just need more people like broadcasting and involved in it.
We have 2 radio stations.
It'll eventually be on the radio.
We're going to be on the radio. So you could be on vacation somewhere or wherever. And
be awesome.
Turn on you got football games, basketball games, but now we want the wrestling. I know they do in Iowa.
I was actually talking to, Simbroni at all. He does a podcast, which is very good. He interviews a lot of names and stuff like that. But he was talking to one guy about, I just think, with the dual meets specifically, they were just talking about, if they could, incorporate, more, points, depending on, say you win a match 9-3, that should be, the points for the team, right? So then it's, every point matters. Plus, it's at the end of the duel, it's 95-92, and people are just like a basketball game, they're more into it, So that would be something I think that would keep growing the sport, and people can follow it more. Because I just think people don't understand what the major is, what tech is, and how that translates to 4 to 5 points.
Well, actually, obviously, try to teach all. I do a lot of announcing down in Jackson where I'm still at. I do that. That's why I try to teach while I'm announcing, right? I try to explain what's going on. That's so important. You don't understand it, doesn't make any fun, right?
Yep.
All right, brother. Let you do your thing.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for stopping by. He's a stand-up guy. Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're back. Jason's geared up. He's back on. I'll tell you what, does it get any more special than to talk to someone of the caliber of Nathan Tomasello?
No, Nate, thank you for coming down here, sharing that, and giving your time up. We didn't even get into what he's really accomplished in the wrestling world. He actually was a match away. I don't know if you knew that, but a match away from the Olympic team.
I knew that he had tried out for
Yeah.
the team. I truly had forgot, I guess. And that's what amazed me about some of you guys, yourself included. How you guys keep all that stuff to memory. I got to do more research. That's my thing.
We did not ask him, but when we were figuring out the technical difficulties, I did ask him about this tournament, and he mentioned he won it 3 years, and he got fourth his freshman year. So he's a 4-time placer, but a 3-time champion.
Ironman champion.
Ironman champion.
Outstanding. Well, I'll tell you what, looking over at mat number 9, I see another Louisville wrestler over there. Coach Kullman in the chair with his former head coach, who he had taken over for, Rocky Locke. And that'll do it. I guess that was at the end of that match. It was about 2:39, Jay. Who do you have there?
2:39. That was Younger from Bishop Patterson, ranked 14th, and he beat Dominic Hoffer from Louisville, number 19th. And Dominic, I believe, is a returning state champion.
I believe so.
Just lost in the second round of Ironman.
Wow. Amazing. I'll tell you what, we're going to shift over to mat number 9. I see St. Ed's up on the mat, I believe.
Number 8.
I'm sorry, mat number 8. Thank you.
What does the one wrestler have on his face there, Jim? Do you see that?
He's got his back here. Hang on one second. I'm guessing, probably he's got a face mask, so probably a nose problem or something with the eye. So, again, I know that, if there's any special equipment, knee braces, hand braces, face masks, you guys always do a good job as officials checking those, making sure they're legal. But, yeah, I'm sure he's got something with the nose or the eyes that he's trying to protect. And I'll tell you what, right away, boy, he's got the takedown. That wasn't but 10 seconds into the match. He's up 2-0. Bout number 261.
Right close to that table. The ref's in good position. Signals out of bounds.
We don't mean the ref sitting in a chair. Just got to ask. There was a ref right there. So about 261. Do you have anybody? Can you tell us who we are watching? Again, St. Ed's.
So we have the gentleman in the mask is Chris Crawford from Wyoming Seminary.
Okay.
And Jack Klein from St. Ed's. The St. Ed's wrestler is not ranked. The seminary kid is ranked. Takedown to his back.
Wow.
And he's counting back
swipes.
points, and he looks like he's stuck.
He's got that bundle in.
Oh, that's tight.
But again, keep wrestling. That Ed's wrestler, he just keeps wrestling. He's trying to fight off. He's trying to find it, getting awful close. Official, again, good spot, good position. Trying to watch both of those, that pin zone. And that's one thing, too, Jay. Maybe you can speak to that as an official, right? We talk a lot about, the shoulder's got to be on the mat. But there's actually, it's a little bit more than that, if I remember right during my class, but as far as where the actual pin zone is. Is that not true?
Yes, it's the scapula of the back up at the top there. It's not just the shoulders. A lot of people are confused at that because you'll see sometimes, like right now, that shoulder's up on the other side, but then the scapulas are down. Boom! It's your pin.
Well,
that's a pin,
and that's a great segment lead right to that, because that is what was that far shoulder was up with the scapula, of course, down, and the pin for the seminary wrestler. All right, we're going to stay on mat number 8, looking at bout number 271. Bout 271. And Edmonton wrestler, I see.
Jude Randall, ranked 13th in this Ironman tournament, seeded 13th.
13th seed.
And then Josh Woen from Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant, all right. Now, Point Pleasant, back in the day, went down to the Wheeling Duels. Point Pleasant always down at the Wheeling Duels, I see. All right, mat number 5, I see you pointing,
it's like we've got a Maslin Perry kid out there, Landon Johnson. You want to shift to that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take that over to mat number 5. Nothing against our other wrestlers here on mat 8, but I'd like to show a little bit of, that's the blue mat. Again, a little bit away to see, but that bout just getting underway. 2 points are Perry wrestlers scoring first. 11
Landon
seconds.
Johnson.
Who is it?
Landon Johnson. He actually beat the 14th seed from Keystone to get to this spot, which they're 2 unranked wrestlers.
Bout number 258 is what we're looking at.
Landon Johnson, he is a junior, I believe, at Maslin Perry. Great wrestler. Watched him wrestle up through the youth program. Nice kid.
Wrestlers go out of bounds. I'll tell you what, so far, nice job in control of the match. I'll go back to referee's position. And where is his opponent from today?
Waynesburg Central. Waynesburg Central. He's riding the hips pretty well. 50 seconds left in the first period. What? Seeing this environment and seeing this, there was a friend of mine came and watched Owen wrestle when he was in 6th grade. And he hadn't been, his son had wrestled through Louisville, actually, was a state runner-up. And he hadn't been in the wrestling gymnasium in a long time. And he walked in and he said, you know, it sounds like a casino. Your whistle sounds too.
Casino.
Everyone yelling, yay, or, you know. But it's definitely exciting. It's a great atmosphere and all this wrestling here. I can't wait to see what the semifinals are going to be like.
Oh, there are going to be some barn burners, that's for sure. And there we go. That time runs out. Second period.
Looks like Landon had choice, and he actually did not defer. And he
chose down right away. He's going to go for that escape, work his way out. And they're back in a little bit of a switch position. And try to clear that leg, and looks like he's got that leg cleared in good position. One step over.
Now is an I was going to say he's going to have to let go sooner. You're looking at stalling.
2 points, reversal.
But he got the reversal.
He did. Oh, and just like that, huh? We're back at it. It says 2 for you, 2 for me. Reversal back. And they're back where they started. Johnson down. Waynesburg Central out of Pennsylvania. Surprise, surprise, right?
And then Maslin Perry, our Stark County, which is great to see here.
Obviously, Maslin Perry, powerhouse D1 of Stark County.
I don't know if you noticed, but when we were interviewing Nate, former head coach Dave Riggs.
Yeah, I did see Dave.
I think he's going to end up jumping on a mic here later today, if he has time.
Well, again, some other folks
on their back.
Yep, can't see there. And that was Johnson with the fall.
Wow.
So he had got a second reversal from there, went to their back, tightened it up. Nice legs were in deep, and fall for Maslin Perry is so advanced to the next round. Well done. How about right in front of us here, Jay? Mat number 7, of course, the Start Media table right behind mat 7. About 264. Who are we looking at?
We're in the 157-pound weight class. We've got the 9th-ranked wrestler, Mason Alessano from Gillette Catholic Academy, wrestling another Waynesburg Central,
Oh, okay.
Jake Stevenson.
Okay.
some good hand fighting there.
Yeah, doing a good job. Both staying in nice position. Trying to find that opening.
Wanted to take a minute here as I kind of get to that moment where I'm kind of hungry. I just want to thank one of our sponsors, Lindsay's Pizza.
Oh,
And I don't know if you've ever had Lindsay's Pizza.
you know what? You guys keep talking about that. Can't tell you that I have. So I'm waiting to get some Lindsay's Pizza, man. Everybody says it is the pizza to have down in our area. And didn't they say something about they even have a breakfast pizza?
They do have a breakfast pizza. It's delicious. They have everything else out, the chicken and salads. I know you've done a great job there, Jim, the past year watching your weight, and you're down quite a bit. Very proud of you for that. But there's times where you might want to cheat, and if you're going to cheat, you need to try it. I'm picky when it comes to pizza.
Okay.
And they do it right there at Lindsay's Pizza. They really do.
All right. Well, I'm going to put that on the agenda. Little pizza cheat, Lindsay's Pizza. Sounds good.
Nice little takedown there.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's letting them up.
Yeah, he's found an opening here. He's found what he wants. 2 quick takedowns.
I tell you what, that's tough to wrestle.
Here he comes around. And another 2. Wow.
You got a kid that confident, in a moment like this, tournament like this, he's taking you down and then letting you up. The sport's humbling.
Absolutely. All right. They flip the disc.
Looks like we got blood time.
Yep. I see a little cut underneath the left eye. They're going to have to get that cleaned up. As the disc is out on the mat, it'll be Green's choice. So Green will have choice in the second period. No, I appreciate that, Jay. Taking mention, I actually coach the program that my wife and I took advantage of. Actually, we're almost coming up on our year anniversary. January 3rd will be the day that we started our program of weight loss. I took myself down 86, almost
Wow.
86 pounds. My lovely bride, Margaret, she went down almost 60 pounds. And truthfully, well-designed program. And it wasn't, I don't want to say it was hard. Yeah, there was that discipline you needed. Obviously, this sport, we talked a lot about discipline. I think some of that discipline found its way back from years ago, right? And but yeah, if you're interested and you would like some information on the program I coach, please feel free to send your email or in our little chat box, or you can email that you have information or you'd like information on the weight loss program at starkmediateam@gmail.com.
Wrestling, these kids have to make weight. We keep talking about these weight classes. What weight class are we in? And a lot of these wrestlers, they have to manage their weight. And so just like you just did with you and your wife, what a great job and what great discipline that is to manage your weight, lose all that weight, but do it the right way. Unfortunately, sometimes as a wrestler myself, I wasn't coached or educated well enough to, do it the right way. Walking in Monday morning, 13 pounds overweight, back at it again. Thursday would come around and you wouldn't.
And we
got a fall.
Yeah, we have a fall there. No, you're absolutely right, Jay. I mean, you go back in the day, we wrestled back. Unfortunately, when you found us doing some practices you probably should not have done. I got a lot of friends. I was like you. A couple years I wrestled. My first year I was very light, so I really didn't have to worry about weight loss. Second year, I did it very wisely and kept it off. For whatever reason, went into my junior year of high school and just was a knucklehead. Same like you. I would jump at stupid amounts of weight. No control after weigh-ins. You got home, you go through the refrigerator and every leftover you can find is gone. And then all that did was create just a horrible situation, come Monday. And it's just not good for your body to be jumping up and down in the weight. That way week in and week out. So I would say to all of our young athletes out there, just do it smart. Whatever you can take off, just do your own hard work, good work in the gym. That would be very wise.
We've got a grizzly wrestler, Wadsworth here, Ernest.
Now we're going to shift that over to mat number 8, right? Mat number 8. It's 5-0. That's the end of the first period.
He's ranked fourth or seeded fourth in this tournament.
4C, okay.
And he's ranked number 1 in weight class in Ohio, Division 1. He's projected the state champion.
I believe he had choice right away. He knows what he wants. He went to the down position. Okay. We have a caution. A wrestler on top and a little anxious. So who is he? Who is his competitor right now, Jay? Matt, about number 272.
He's wrestling a wrestler from Broken Arrow. I believe they're out of Oklahoma.
That's exactly right.
Andrew Lowless.
And wrestlers go out of bounds. Ernst almost coming through, getting that reversal. Both wrestlers moving very well.
You know what's amazing is seeing these wrestlers here, and I know you recognize this too as a coach, as a dad, always at the arenas, the youth events. I can remember this Wadsworth wrestler, Ernest, when he was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
They're on their feet. He's up 6-0.
Yeah, testosterone and puberty is a great thing, isn't it? I mean, these little guys, you remember when they're just little tykes, and all of a sudden they're young men. And right now, that escape then quickly into the takedown, up 8-0. Our Wadsworth wrestler is, and right into a nice tilt. He's got that arm laced through the crotch. Got the arm trapped underneath as he pulls through. It's kind of fun too, right? I mean, different moves. I'm sure, as we broadcast through the months here, certain moves that we call one way, somebody you may have learned it something else, right? I mean, that leg through the crowd, there he goes. You can see he's worked underneath. Now, when I was wrestling, right, and when I coached, we called that a bulldog.
A bulldog.
What'd you guys call it?
I don't know. I didn't have a name for that, but I had a bulldog. We called the bulldog something totally different.
Yeah.
Like the bulldog was, you fed their arm, they grabbed your inside leg, you went for a far half.
Okay. And that's what's going to be fun. I mean, I'm sure we're going to have texts or people type it in saying, that's not a bulldog. This is a bulldog.
Right.
But again, just be kind. Know we all had maybe some different moves, different names, right? What was the one Brad always, the Chancellor, they called it the cement mixer, right? Wasn't it the old, we called it Chancellor, and I think when Brad first came in, I think he said he called it the cement mixer. So again, we'll have a lot of fun.
One of my go-tos that was taught to me by Coach Chuck Keller, he was out of Nordonia.
Okay.
His dad actually helped him and another gentleman founded the Longwood program. I'll finish that story later, Jim, but right now we're on mat 8, about 287.
And I'll tell you what, where is TJ at? And TJ is not here, and here is from his high school, right? TJ went to Glen Oak High School right here. We have a Glen Oak wrestler. Who do we have?
Brandon Batson. He's actually a very highly ranked Ohio wrestler right now.
Absolutely.
They've got him 13th seated here at the Ironman, and he's wrestling gentleman Sammy Maloney from Dublin Kaufman, and he's got him on his back.
Yeah, that was a quick takedown, very strong.
He's not wasting any time.
Absolutely not.
And you can't, and not in a tournament like this.
And I'll tell you what, when you get somebody on their back, you cannot let them off. You don't want to give them another chance. You don't want to give them a chance to breathe. Take care of your business right now. Mr. Batson seems like he's doing a great job here. He's got that arm trapped. It goes around the head.
That's tight.
Got those hips real tight.
It's on his toes. I don't know what he's looking for.
Not sure. And there it is.
It is.
Yeah, I guess he found what he wanted to see, right?
In under a minute.
Under a minute.
Round 2 of the Ironman.
Nice job.
Great job. But back to my move. So
okay.
it's called Come Up Chico. Come on up, Chico.
That was the name of the move.
Come on up, Chico. And it was a complete setup to set someone up from a quarter Nelson. If they shoot in.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did the coach sit in the corner and yell, "Come on up, Chico," at you?
No. Coach Keller would yell, "Go for broke."
And you knew that was it.
That was
the come up on Chico.
Come on up.
Come on up.
It didn't work every time.
That's all right.
But I beat some kids I shouldn't have beat with it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach. But his dad actually started and founded the Longwood program just about 20 minutes north of here, which actually was St. Ed's feeder program back in the day.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to ask Coach Heffernan later if the come on up Chico is still being taught these days. I'll tell you another great, and that's the beauty of our sport, right, is the stories. So back in the day, coaching youth, I had an assistant coach, a good buddy of mine. He was coaching his kids over at, it was a middle youth tournament, I think, and there's a certain way that you can lock up. I don't know if you remember this, right? You put the half Nelson in, and you can kind of trap that arm behind the head, and once you got that half, and we used to call it a palmer.
Yeah.
Right? And, obviously, great wrestler.
Lance Palmer.
Yeah, Lance Palmer, right? Lance used to do this. And so anyhow, my buddy's coaching, and kids got the half in, and he's yelling Palmer, right? Because that was, he knew that he was yelling Palmer. That's the move he wanted to see. And he's going. All of a sudden, he looks up. Guess who's coaching in the corner on the other side? Yeah, Lance Palmer. And Lance is looking over at my buddy going like, what are you talking about? So when the match was over, my buddy goes over and goes, I just want to tell you, first of all, appreciated watching all these years. Secondly, I wasn't yelling at you for your last name. That was kind of the move that we had set because of what you made famous with that. And so, again, good story of Palmer. I'll tell you what, that didn't take much time there, that fall, right? Double grapes in.
How tight that was.
Yeah, you put those grapes in. You got the hips nice and tight around the head like you had it. Yeah, you're not coming out.
Let's see what we got coming up on mat 8. I think we're in the 175-pound. We're still in the championship matches. We're not in those consolation matches, which that's going to be a tough round. That's you lose again, you're going home.
No, absolutely. Yeah, this is double elimination. So those of you, just kind of tuning in, you're going to learn the sport as your young one may be venturing into the sport of wrestling. A double elimination tournament, you get 2 shots, right? You lose twice, you're out. So obviously, you want to keep winning. Mat number 8, Jay, about 301 is what we're looking at, about 301.
So we have a Wyoming Seminary, which they're one of the top teams here, one of the, at least top 3.
Pennsylvania, right?
Yes. And he's wrestling a James Deleuze. Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. Bethlehem Catholic. Sounds like there's quite a few parochial schools here. Where's that Bethlehem Catholic out of?
Well, I'll let you guess.
Pennsylvania.
You got it. You got it. So
they're actually, looks like they're waiting for the other wrestler, which that one always boggled me a little bit to sit there and wonder, because I know when I wrestled, I made sure I knew where I had to be just to get that mental prepared, that toughness like we talked about with Nate. You gotta be prepared. And then even when I took Owen, when he wrestled, we would go to these tournaments and we always were prepared. We knew what mat we had to be on. We knew what time to be there. And now with technology, you know exactly when to be there. So this is kind of troubling to see that, we hope everything's okay.
No, absolutely.
But it's also tough on the other wrestler. He's out here ready. He's mentally prepared. And Now he's got to wait.
Now, isn't it? I think he is coming out. Yep, there he is. Our wrestler is there. Now, is there an amount of time that an official, or is it based on the tournament, how long that they wait? I know that in the international, you get what they call the call, right? First call, second call, and then you're pretty well disqualified. How does that work here at these type of tournaments?
From my knowledge, I don't think we have that. I don't think they have the time limit. It's probably it's with the referee, the director. There might be something in the tournament that I know some of the youth tournaments we've done, they'll just announce it, and if there's time left, they'll let them come out. They'll give them the opportunity. Sometimes they'll skip the matches. They're not going to do that here. So That's a good question to ask that tournament director when we get him on the mic.
No, absolutely. No, that's a good idea. Both wrestlers doing a nice job here. I like how they kind of went out of bounds individually, if you will, hustled back to the middle, trying to keep that action in the middle of the mat. I know that's very important to the official. Go out of bounds. We're under a minute remaining in the first period. No score. No, and you're talking about the technology, with these tournaments nowadays and how we're going. Again, I'm very hopeful to get the owner of Wrestle One Tournaments, Chris Kallai, on the mic with us here just to talk a little bit about that. As you see the clocks and the cameras all around the arena, right? The computer, everything's right there put together. They have several bout boards. It's amazing to where we went from, the handwritten tournaments to the sheets that go back to the, pairing room, and you had to hand fill out the brackets as they went across. Where, today everything is absolutely automated. Now I will say, right at the state tournament, in the Ohio State tournament, the championship bracket, they do a nice job to get those handwritten down.
Ferrari was down there wrestling.
That's your brother? Oh. Well, 2-0 our score going into the second period. Seminary wrestler going down. We're going to work for that escape. And got the legs on, boys. Got that tight up top. Again, you put those legs on, you can see both those legs wrapped. Working on that upper body. Extending the head. He was going to try to work that arm into a power half position. Has not broke the plane yet, right? Not getting them back points until the official starts the swipes. Nothing there yet. Getting awful close. Official in good position looking for it. And the wrestler on top looking at the official, see if there's anything there.
Second round match, so if you want to talk him up and get some footage on you're out of Melissa. And Angelo's last name. Number one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are always blessed to have anybody coming by our at the Start Media table. And right now, we are, again, very blessed having with us from Melissa, Texas, Angelo Ferrari. Is that correct, Angelo?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Outstanding. Well, Angelo is a junior, and from what I understand, I'm going to let you tell a little bit more about your journey. Right now, ranked #1 in the nation. Is that correct at 157?
At 160.
At
But
160.
yes, sir. So I'm wrestling 165, wrestling a little up, but yeah, I won at 57 last year, and now I'm up here at 65, and I'm gonna win again.
How you feeling at 65 versus the 57? I mean, a little bit of a jump. I mean, body's okay. I mean, obviously got in the weight room. You know, how's that working for you?
Good. I mean, I've been lifting a lot, getting my maxes up. I mean, I deadlift like 485, so that's stronger than anybody at 165 in the country, I believe. So just keep lifting, keep getting bigger.
You absolutely are. So, when did you start? How long has this journey been for you? This been since a little guy, youth wrestling, or did you start a little bit later in the program? When did you start up?
When I was 4, just my whole life.
This is your life.
Yeah, it's my whole life. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Outstanding. So, how about as far as now, of course, our folk style here? Are you also part of your Texas international team? You guys went out to Fargo. Have you jumped into that arena at all yet, or is it mostly folk style?
Just mostly folk style right now, but I'll probably go to the U23 trials. Come up in March after this, and that's my next big thing probably after this.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Jason, I see you're on.
Yeah, thank you for your time, young man. Appreciate you. We're just blessed and honored to just be a part of this. The Lord's amazing with what He does to wrestling, and it's a joy to watch you out here. Keep working hard, young man. We're going to keep watching, cheering you on. I got my one question, because we're going to let you go so you can rest up for your next match. My one question is, what's your go-to cheat when you get to eat?
I like a double quarter pounder from McDonald's.
Okay, let's go.
You know what? You asked Nate Tomasello asked that same question. What is it with you and the cheat thing?
I love it. When I used to cut weight, man, galley boys for me. We don't have Whataburgers up here, so.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I was in Texas here a while back, and my brother-in-law lives there, and I saw that. I'm like, you got to take me to a Whataburger, right? I mean, is that not like a go-to down to go to Texas?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
It is. And Melissa Tech Wrestling, where are you located again?
It's by Dallas, about 20 minutes out, and it's growing there. And I got a great partner, my coach Oliver Pierce. He wrestled D1, and go with him every day. So just building up the program.
That's amazing. My girlfriend's from Dallas Fort Worth. I was just there a couple years ago. Great community. It's great to see wrestling growing there.
Now, as you look. Of course, we have junior year now, one more year in high school. What are any plans for college wrestling? Where would you like to go? I'm sure you're being scouted by everybody in the country right now.
I just released my top 5 on Instagram. Virginia Tech, Rutgers, Iowa State, and Wisconsin. So those are my top 5.
Wait a minute. What about Tom Ryan?
I did not see Ohio State. I didn't hear Ohio State. That's okay.
That's okay.
No, that's awesome.
Wrestling's all one family.
No, it absolutely is. Absolutely is. Well, Angelo, your first.
Yes, sir. I just had one. I had to buy first round, but felt good getting my offense and got the pin at the end.
Outstanding. Now, we talked about this earlier. Are you kind of a guy, and back when I coached high school, I try to discourage my guys, stay out of the bracket. Do you know who you wrestle next?
I do not know.
That's my boy. That's good to hear that, Angelo. I love it. It don't matter, does it?
No, sir. Yep. Just wrestle the same, wrestle my match.
Amen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, right here again, Angelo Ferrari, #1 in the nation, ranked at 160. We're going to watch him throughout this tournament, nationally beyond. As he stated, looking at the U23s down the road for him. We're going to see him on the college level, I'm sure. National championships. Angelo, thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, young
Good
man.
luck.
God bless you.
Yes, sir. Too.
My brother. All right, we're back here. Still got some good wrestling going on. We got a St. Edward's wrestler, I believe, is a returning state champion, mat number 8, up 2-1. Let me double check the brackets here. Bout number 308, Gerald Miller and Bruce Besker from Walsh Jesuit. Wow.
Hometown boy.
Hometown.
Outstanding.
Wow. On mat number 8, round
And
2.
we are on mat 8. We're on mat 8, 4-1 our score. Looks like the Eds wrestler up and has a cradle in right now.
Yeah, I believe the wrestler that has the cradle from Sands is a returning state champion.
I would
Or
concur.
he might have got second. Forgive me for that if
Was
I'm
in the
missing.
finals. I do remember that. And 3 on the back. And they go out of bounds.
I was waiting for them to run into that table. I mean, it's so tight in here.
Well, like I say, they restructured the design this year. Normally, they had 6 mats down here. They chose to go 7. And these mats on the end here that we're behind, mats 7, 8, 6, 7, and 8. Circles are maybe a little smaller. I wouldn't say much, but no, the tables are awful tight there. So. And the whistle blows end of the first period, 7-1 our score. Our St. Ed's wrestler in the lead. And choice to the Ed's wrestler. He's going to defer and send it over to our Walsh wrestler, who's going to go neutral. He says, I'm going to go on our feet. Tell you what, Jay, I don't think it really matters what top, bottom, neutral when you're against one of those Ed wrestlers. They're coming at you from every position, are they not?
Absolutely. Wow, what an ankle pick. Oh, and he got the 2. You know, Walsh has had, they've had their teams in the past. Actually the Netflix series, Ironman. Have you watched that at all with Bill Barger, the Ironman team with Joe Heskett? And yeah, it's one of those teams that they went to the state tournament and just annihilated everyone, and they went on to the nationals and won. They were number 1 in the nation. I believe the banner is hanging in the other gymnasium.
Yeah, I don't think I needed to watch it because I was coaching at Norton at the time, so I was watching it live as it was happening. I'll never forget the young man who wrestled for Walsh, Adam Plouse. And Adam, he used to always have both his hands taped, and as he prepared, he was just like a vulture, just stalking around the chair, waiting for his time, never stopped moving until he went out. And I'm telling you, that whistle blew, and he was just all over you. Coach Barger, did so much for the sport of wrestling here at Walsh, his youth programs, and
starting this tournament. 28th
1994 is when it started. Oh, we got back points here on mat number 8.
Tight. Pops out.
Tell you what, though, again, Walsh wrestler, not giving up, keeps fighting. 12-1 our score.
Yeah, again, I want to thank Angelo Ferrari coming over here.
Man, how'd you get that interview, dude? That was awesome.
Well, I reached out to his dad, and they were willing. They just said, yeah, it sounds good kind of thing. And actually, we'll credit my brother, Kevin. He came here to the tournament. He took the day off of work, wanted to come watch some wrestling. Came over to the booth here. He knew we were here, and he said, hey, did you see Angelo wrestle? And we were on mat 8, and we missed it. And he just said it. I asked him if he's still over there, and they graciously came over here.
No,
It's a nice young man.
Great young man. I mean, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, just phenomenal, man. And it's why guys like that are ranked number 1 in the nation, right? They work hard. Mentally strong, great respect for themselves, respect for others. Just wish nothing but the best for that young man.
Yes, and I'm sure his parents are just as respectful. He's learned from them, and just like you mentioned earlier with the interviewing the parents and the other wrestlers, asking the wrestling parents, what it takes as a wrestling parent, and that's going to be nice to get into those segments.
No, absolutely. I think back all the time, and I spent, obviously all that time at the high school level, but the years that I spent at youth over there at Jackson, and I'll just never forget, I think one of the big things that you always got to ask yourself, if you want it more, if you care about it more, if you want it more than your son or daughter does, and that's reflecting in the way that you approach your coaches, approach your son or daughter. I think you really need to take a moment and ask yourself and reflect, what's the right way to approach this. They've got to want it. They've got to want to put in the time. They've got to want to put in the effort to get where they want to be, right? I mean, it's their journey. We've had our journey, had our time. We're there to guide, to love, but they got to put in that time. Boy, that cradle is tight. Oh, man, that's it.
Pin.
Man, that's a pin. Yep. St. Ed's with the pin. More advanced to the next round.
And it was hard as a wrestling parent watching my son, because we want to see success. Everyone wants to see their kids do well. And I made the mistake as a wrestling coach, parent, not really separating the two. And of course, the kids aren't mature enough to know where coach is or where dad is. And so finally, I asked myself the question, is this worth it? It's affecting my relationship with my kid right now. Is it worth it? And so I stepped away. I don't know if you remember, but
I do remember.
I stepped away and I got into just stayed with the biddy program there, and I really enjoyed that, and it helped Owen. It really did help.
No, it helped us at the time. We needed somebody with your understanding of the sport, your ability to teach, coach, to work with our real, fresh biddy group, and now absolutely.
So here on mat number 8, about 312, we have the number 2 seated wrestler at 175. I believe he's on top. Gage Wright from Parkersburg South.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. They
go.
used to be a real powerhouse, weren't
absolutely.
they? I remember when I first walked into an Ironman, I believe in 1998, 7, 8, 9. Kind of forget when you get older. They had a loaded team here. They were loaded then.
Parkersburg South's always been a powerhouse.
Isaiah Twait, Miranda. Where's that out of, Jim? Go ahead and get your famous dictionary
My
there.
famous Google dictionary, right?
Meridian?
Meridian, yeah.
Meridian. Man, he's tight on those hips. He's getting back points. The pressure. So back to Angelo really quick. He mentioned his 5 colleges: Virginia Tech, Iowa, Iowa State, Wisconsin. Do you remember the?
No, I didn't write those down. Yeah.
Maybe
all I know,
throwing the Buckeyes.
Yeah. All I know is I did not hear Ohio State.
And that can change. You never know. He's young.
Well, Tom, if you're listening, you might want to talk to that young man. That guy's a hammer.
Oh, and who better to wrestle under Tom Ryan? What a great man he is.
Absolutely.
Just a great testimony, great man for the sport, and doing a great job at Ohio State. Seven seconds to go in the first period. Parkersburg South wrestler is up 5-0. Referee reaches in his pocket to get his flipper.
And on the back of his singlet, what is that?
State?
Well, that's what I thought too. Now this, looking up Meridian, and of course there could be many Meridians. Now it says they're out of Virginia, which is possible, but I'm looking at that state design. It doesn't look like the state of Virginia.
Denmark?
Denmark? The heck? Denmark?
I meant Delaware.
Oh.
I was gonna.
What? No,
I was thinking of England and all that, all those states up there.
Yeah.
What is that? We're terrible. We don't know that.
I didn't say Denmark.
I know. My geography teacher.
You mean the picture of the state? Yeah.
My geography teacher would not be thrilled right now.
Yeah, that's all right. Got to have fun. 5-1 our score. We're in the second period. Both wrestlers on our feet looking for that takedown. Again, I think you said this was the young man from Parkersburg South, number 2 seed. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Number 2 seed. So A Meridian wrestler having this at 5'1", keeping this close. Says a lot. He's in on the single leg. Parkersburg South. Oh, he comes up, can't finish. Got the arm. A bit of an overhook there as he keeps fighting through.
Looks like we have the big boys coming out.
Oh, looking down, Matt, number 9. Yeah, could
Yeah.
be 215s maybe. About 335. What do you got? Are we at the heavies?
I think it's 220 now.
Oh, the
Or
220.
no, it's 215. They dropped it. You're right.
Yeah, I know. Every year you got to keep up with the weight class. I saw we're back to 144, right? I mean, 145 was always that one weight class, right there in the middle. Now it's 144. So
Well,
I'm
then-
sure there's a reason and rationale behind it, but I mean, when I wrestled myself, right, the lowest weight class was 98. Now our lowest weight class is 106.
98. That's unbelievable that there's kids that were 98 pounds.
Okay, seriously.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
go
think
there.
so. Were you a 98 pounder?
I was. I
Okay.
wrestled 98 my freshman year, my sophomore year, then went to 105 and finished out at 119. Yep.
Wow. I just don't remember kids. Well, they probably just didn't come out. I just don't remember kids being that light. 103 was the weight class back in high school for me. My brother wrestled it his freshman year.
Absolutely. Well, 7-1 our score here on mat number 8, our number 2 seated wrestler. Quite in control. Third period, he's down. Parkersburg South, of course, the second seed. Coming up to his feet.
They're close to the edge there.
Officials looking, good position as always. And I'll tell you what, hearing that whistle, nothing happened here. That's one big thing as a coach and wrestler, right? I mean, yourself as an official now blowing the whistle. But as a wrestler and coach, you got to really pay attention to that whistle at times, don't you?
You do. Just like in any sport, wrestle, block, to the whistle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes that will happen. You'll start a match. You'll put them in the down position. You'll indicate the top man to get in position. And as they're getting in position and they get set, they'll hear a whistle on the other mat. But as an official, you blow it dead and say, no, let's start over again.
And there's no caution given at that point, correct?
Not at all. No, there would never be a caution for that.
Gotcha. The wrestlers did go out of bounds. They came back to the center. Referee's position, Parkersburg South. Keep coming up. His opponent, though, very again, very much in control. Our official bottom man stalling the call. Job is to keep coming up, trying to escape. Official feels that he's just kind of hanging in there, hanging out down at the bottom.
And they want the bottom man to move up because it's a disadvantage for that top wrestler. If he's trying to run a move and that bottom wrestler's just laying there or won't even make the effort to come up, it makes it difficult. And that's why you hit them for the stalling, because you want them to start coming up.
Absolutely. All right, your winner, second seed, moves on to the next round, Parkersburg South.
So
I'll tell you what, we're going to leave our camera resting on mat number 8, let you enjoy the wrestling. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be back. Hopefully find you some more interviews. I know we want to get Chris Kallai from Wrestle One Tournament on at some point. Josh Malave from Case Western Reserve, their head coach. We're going to try to get him on with you. And as we walk amongst the audience, Jace, maybe somebody else. I mean, you've been doing a great job grabbing guys. You got Nate Tomasello over. You got Andrew Ferrari. Who's next? Or Angelo, not Andrew. I apologize.
we'll see what the Lord brings us, but we'll ask someone. I'll grab someone and we'll say, come join us at the table.
All right, sounds good. All right, we'll be back. Stark Media, Ironman Wrestler.
Eli, come on! Come on, got this. I'm going to go ahead and off on that side. He's going, I'm going by the right Let's go, Eli. Come on, Eli, let's go. Same spot. Go, Eli, come on! Get up! Stand up!
Eli. Come on. Come on, Eli. Go. You gotta stall. Let's go, Eli. You got a stall on you. You got a stall, Eli. Relax. Wow, why would you stall? Stall right now. Finish that, Eli. Come on. Finish that! To your feet! Come on, Eli! Come on, Eli! Finish. Let's go! You caught him stalling on his own takedown. Jesus on feet. Hold him down for 10 seconds. Jesus, Eli. You got 5 seconds. Go. Clock never ran. Your clock never ran. Your clock never ran. There was 5 seconds. They never started it. Stalling on your own takedown. Jesus, that's impressive even for you.
What's that? Where's the kid that just comes through to school? I'll watch them. The kid was the same size as my youngest son. And they don't play football.
Kullman. Trip, sweep it. Other way. Hey, go. Snap. Circle. Wizard! Turn and go. Go. Grab hands. Yes. Other way. There you go. Come on. You got 35 here. You got 35. Hip to hip. Watch your head. Watch your way. You got 10 here. Keep that ankle, stretch. Stretch him out, stretch. Pull that elbow. Check the elbow.
Huh? Brendan Kotze's going to be harder to keep track of this now. Apple. I mean, this one here, mine's on. I mean, mine's charged, so we're just making sure it's carrying the internet. And I'm good. When you want to switch over, let me know. No.
Got it. Put the elbow through. There it is.
There you go. Come on.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. He may have something physically wrong, but I don't know.
Keep working on top. Good work.
I've got these here. I mean, I've got about. We're in the conscious. Well, I could have been pretty. No, I don't think so.
Come on, you got this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ironman 2022 edition. You know, Jay, as I was going up to the concessions area to say, did anybody not coach the older, as I look at the older generation about wearing your flipping headgear.
Yeah, I think it's a nostalgic, cool thing.
Man, I cannot believe the number of cauliflower ear. That's what we call it, right? The overgrown ear amongst so many as I'm walking the hallway. Yeah, I think you're right. It's like a badge of honor, right?
Right.
I mean, if you don't have the cauliflower ear, you weren't a wrestler.
I had it, and then I went to the doctor right away.
Did you?
And what they do is they cut it open, they drain it, and then they take a plastic button on both sides of the ear, and they sew this plastic button, and then you have to wear that button for 7-8 days.
No, now that button's just dropped to the earlobe, right? And it's like this big old button, that, like big earlobe thing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I was just shocked. I mean, I don't know. I'm walking the hallways. I'm looking at
Head and
some
arm.
of the wrestlers.
Mat 9. They say it doesn't work, and he just hit
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Just headlocked him.
No, I mean, that's a feel move, right? I mean, you got to kind of fall into it. The tough thing, I guess, with a head and arm, as I think back, is that, especially in the youth level, right? I mean, you see a head and arm a lot, and the kids think that, hey, this is the go-to. This is a great move to do all the time. But, that's a move that's a real feel type move, or if you got to have the points right, big points. Right, we always used to say that was the big move, the big go-to, right?
Go for broke, as Coach Keller would say.
Yeah, the Chico. What the heck was that?
Come up, Chico.
Come up,
But
Chico.
he would also yell if you're down 10, and instead of going big, he said go for broke. Like, got nothing to lose.
No, that's it. No, absolutely.
Okay, so we got the Wadsworth kid out here again, Jack Dinwiddie, on mat 8.
Okay.
This is obviously a consolation match. He had wrestled the number 1 seeded wrestler.
And he's wrestling a C. McAndrews is his name. And Dinwiddie with 2 points. Nice job on the takedown. Now, when you go into the consolation round, all right, for our listeners and viewers, the first period is 1 minute, right? So instead of a 6-minute match, these wrestlers will wrestle a 5-minute match. Period 1 is 1 minute, and periods 2 and 3 back to the regulation 2 minute. So, and again, the loser of this bout, they got to pack up the gear, don't they, Jay?
They do.
But no disgrace. I don't care where you're at, what you've done, your body of work, to say you were here at the Ironman says so much.
Man, that's tight. He's running
Yeah,
that
Dinwiddie, nice half. That far wrist, doing a nice job.
Start counting
right over
back.
the top.
No, he's
No.
not going to give it to him.
Only got a 1 count, the official says. That ends the first period. Dinwiddie up 2-0. Choice will go to the Wadsworth wrestler. Looks over at Coach Winger, says they'll defer. Wow, that's unusual. Okay. Wrestler taking top, choose the top position. I don't see that very often, do you, Jay?
You don't, but when you're confident in your wrestling and you know what you're doing and you're going to throw in boots or bars, that's going to happen. You'll see that.
No, feeling confident that he can take care of business on the mat.
College, you'll see that because they do the riding time.
Correct.
And they want to do the riding time. What's your take on that, Jim, for high school, maybe going to riding time?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I mean, I think that there's one thing that kind of makes it quote unquote boring, if you will, is that riding that you don't see very much action, and I think sometimes that is a deterrent, right? I mean, that's why I've always liked freestyle, because if you don't see any action on the mat, right, they blow the whistle, they put you back up on your feet, and they let you go again. So, not answering your question directly, I mean, high school riding time, I think they had it. I didn't have it back when I wrestled back in the 70s, 80s. Did they have it before then? I'm not sure, to be honest. Dinwiddie doing a nice job. Legs going back and forth. Had that reversal. Up 5-0. Minute 6 into the second period.
I did run into a few guests up there while I was at the concession,
You did?
and I'm hoping they make their way to Mat 7. I
Well,
told them to come and visit.
I tell you what, I saw one up there myself. I saw Coach Riggs, Coach Ryan Riggs. Dave, you mentioned Dave Riggs earlier. His son Ryan. Ryan is the coach at Mount Union College. So I think we're going to be doing some of their bouts here after the first of the year.
That'd be great.
No, very excited. He's excited for that. I know we are. Stark Media going to be out there cheering on those Purple Raiders. And Dinwiddie getting some near fall points there, I do believe.
He's holding 3.
Is he holding 3? All right.
That's scissoring's the head. That's illegal. 3. He should have blown it. Yes.
Okay, there's the signal for illegal move.
So you're allowed to figure 4 the head, but the moment you scissor the head, it's an illegal move. Good call on the official being in position with that, making the correct call.
All right, wrestlers down, referee's position. Here we go, 13 seconds left. Counting down the last few of period number 2. Dinwiddie in control of this one, I do believe.
As this match continues, I look over on the side there as the wrestlers were warming up, and it looks like we have, I believe, Colton Barker from Louisville.
No, I do see a Louisville wrestler over there. Absolutely. I see a good friend of mine, one of the assistant coaches over there, son of head coach or father of head coach Micah Kullman, his dad, Jeff Kullman. So maybe we can get Jeff over here on the mic and let him share some of his thoughts. Years of experience, that gentleman. Too, Jay, he is our Ohio national teams director. So
yeah, that'd be great if he could find some time. It's hard. A lot of these guys are busy right now, and the wrestlers are busy. And
oh no, tournament job one, right? I mean, we're secondary. We're here just trying to share the love of the sport, promoting wrestling, and when they are available, I know they'll come by and say hello. I haven't seen TJ in a while. Have you seen TJ? Is he around or?
Yeah, he had to take care of a couple things, but
okay.
yeah, he'll be here. He said he's going to be heading back. I know he really enjoyed walking in here, seeing how the kids warmed up and just what it took to get this tournament together. And we appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate TJ.
Oh my gosh. You know, I met the man, we met him, about a month ago? I mean, yeah, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And, you know, feels like a brother. I mean, the guy just absolutely a great guy, doing a great job with the Stark Media platform, opened up the window for us to do a wrestling segment and a wrestling show. So we do appreciate TJ. And he'll be back with us a little bit later this afternoon. All right, well, we're on Mat 8. We're going to stay right on Mat 8 because we have another Stark County wrestler coming up. Do we not?
We do, from Louisville, Colton Barker. I've watched him since he was in youth.
Have you watched anybody you haven't watched since youth?
Yeah.
Did you watch me when I was in youth?
Did they have youth then?
No, they didn't have youth. Shut up. Did they have
You're
youth
like
then?
my daddy, Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie always jokes about he's so old with wrestling, he had the stirrups where you had to button the singlet.
Yeah. I did wear tights. I will tell you that. I wrestled, I think my freshman year is the last year we had tights at Norton, but I don't remember having a button. Donnie had a button-up tights.
That's what he was saying, a button in the middle, and then the wrestling mats actually had buttons on it. They were the older school wrestling mats.
Oh
That's when you know you're old.
Yeah.
We love you, Donnie. You know what? Speaking of the wrestling world out there and the coaching world and Jackson Wrestling, if you're listening out there, Dad, I appreciate all you do for us, and we'll definitely get him in here and get his knowledge of the sport.
No, absolutely. Great guy. You know, he's my twin brother.
So you're like my stepdad?
What?
Would that be because he's my dad?
Well, I guess
Or your uncle.
I guess.
Uncle.
Yeah,
Uncle,
we're
Uncle Jim.
Yeah, Uncle Jim. That'll work. All right, 4-1 our score here after the first period. Barker running into a pretty tough opponent here. The consolation.
This is one of the tournaments I don't believe what you would call in the wrestling world, a fish or a toad.
Yeah.
We've all had them, know who they are.
Yeah,
and,
I was one for a while.
Yeah. Listen,
I was there.
I got pinned in 12 seconds. I know. You laugh.
No, I laughed because I think I was probably 8 seconds, but I mean, I think I won. Not the contest I want to win. And Barker on top. He's got to return to the mat. He's got to get him back down. There he goes to the mat. Again, 4-1 our score just into the second period. And 2 points on the reversal. Barker falling behind here. He's going to have to pick it up a bit, working on those hands, tries to get that outside leg posted.
I believe he placed at the state tournament or qualified for the state tournament last year.
I think he was a qualifier, yeah.
Down 6-1.
Junior in that Leopards lineup, and we have 1 point escape. Nice job. Back on their feet, 6-2 our score. So I'm not sure when he posted this. Dominic Lee, I'm looking at the chat board here. Dominic Lee says, is this the actual Ironman or a replay? No, Dominic, this is the Ironman. We're downstairs in the Rico Field House, Jason and I right now. 7 mats down here, 3 mats up top, right? Up in what they call the dome. So, nope, this is the real Ironman. And we're going to be here with you for most of tonight. I don't think we're going to be here too late in the evening. I think Stark Media has another show they're going to be doing later this evening, I do believe. But I do believe we're back tomorrow. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, how exciting for someone to, they're not able to be here, but they can log on and get some of the live footage. And we're going to do our best to cover the Stark wrestlers here. There's a lot of wrestling going on, a lot of matches. Going into the third period here. Colton, Barker did a great job at coming back. It's 8-5.
I'll tell you what.
2 minutes, he chooses bottom.
Yeah, makes sense. He got out once. Well, actually, I think he's got out twice. Once maybe given, the other he did fight and break free on his own. 8-5 going into the third period. Escape and a takedown. He ties this back up. Doing a nice job working on the hand, keeping those hands underneath. And he comes out real nice. This could be 2. There it is. 2 points. A reversal. Beautiful. 8-7. 8-7 your score. Now Barker's got to, coaches will have to make a couple choices here. They're going to have to watch the time. He's still down by 1 to tie it up. Do you kick him out and take him down, or do you try to turn him?
You haven't turned him yet. You got 1:15 and counting. He's in on the leg. Feels confident to turn him. When do you cut him loose, Jim?
I guess every coach knows their wrestler and how much time. Me, myself, if I'm coaching this around the 1 minute mark, I want to give my wrestler time to work, try to get that takedown. I'm probably going to kick him out. In fact, I just saw Coach Kullman put both hands up in the air, which is kind of that signal to his wrestler, put him on his feet. Let's go for the takedown. So Colton riding there. And they go out of bounds.
It's close to stalling there. Just, when you get to their feet like that and there's no action going on and you're.
Yeah, you got to return him to the mat, right? You got to get him back down. All right, Colton gives the 1. Coach Kullman decides he wants to put them on their feet. 43 seconds left, 9-7. He's got to get the takedown to tie it up, stay in this tournament, at least have a chance to go into overtime.
Wow, man. Tough. Good.
He's got those arms bundled. Tough position to be. He's near side. I don't think he can drop into that single leg there. He's trying.
We got 25 seconds.
He's got the pick across. Kind of set that up nice with that pick. No points yet. And he gives the 2 points. gives that takedown, 11-7, and now the swipes come. Tell you what, though, nothing to be ashamed of. Fought back. There's 3, 14-7. I think that's where it's going to end up. Yep, and that'll do it. 14-7, your final there, Mr. Barker.
Should be 13-7.
Okay.
Correct? Because it was 8-7. He gets the takedown. 10.
Well, it was 9. He gave him the escape. It was 8-7, right? He gave him the escape for 9.
Gotcha.
And then 2 and
You're
2.
Right. I missed the escape. See?
Yeah, I got somebody else.
All right. Well, just had a chance to say hello to Coach Kullman, Coach Jeff, and he said he's going to join us here at the Stark Media table here in just a little bit. Said he has another wrestler coming up here shortly, wants to be ready for that, and absolutely want to give that respect to those coaches for the hard work they do. Well, where are you at, Jay? I got the camera on mat 8. We're going to stay on mat 8, or you want to?
I want to look around here real quick. Yeah, we'll stay at 8. We got a 2-0. I'll check to see who's out here. 406.
I see Waynesburg Seminary. That's Emma Cirillo wrestling L. Zagorski from Reynolds. Boy, I'll tell you what.
He's stacked.
And that match, 30 seconds, and is over. Wow. Quick fall. You didn't get a chance to look them all up. What are you doing? Come on, work a little quicker there, buddy.
Can I tell the kid, hey, next time, can you wait till we find some names?
Yeah, that might be so. Yeah, go out and at least tell the coach, we're looking them up. We want to be respectful to those wrestlers.
I believe this is a Barnesville kid coming up. 418.
Okay, the only reason you're saying that, as you shared before, was because of the shamrock on his back.
I know, but I saw it's Barnesville. I believe it's Skylar.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. King, right?
Skylar King.
Yep. Wrestling Mr. Ferrillino.
Okay.
Could be from Walsh Jesuit. I'm not sure. WJHS is what I see on the bout board.
So I believe Skylar has a brother who's Dakota King, who's a very good wrestler in Ohio here. Both of these are good wrestlers, state placers, multiple state qualifiers and state placers down at the Division III level.
Oh, we do have a hometown gentleman here. Outstanding. Walsh Jesuit wrestler coming to the mat number 8. So we're going to stay right here and share this bout with you. Barnesville versus Walsh Jesuit. Again, first period, remember, is 1 minute in the consolation side. When we get a chance, I'll try to talk to the head table, see if we can get a little idea of what the team scores are at this point. Obviously, most of your team points, really tournaments are won and lost pretty much at the semifinals round, right?
Right.
So it's always nice to kind of keep an eye on it and see where teams are at. If you're following a special group of young men. All right, here we go. Walsh Jesuit, Barnesville. First period. And Jason, I'm looking at the clock, and the scoreboard says 1-0 before the match started. So,
he came to the table
unprepared.
Equipment violation.
Okay, not a malfunction. That was Janet Jackson, I think. I don't know. Well, our Barnesville wrestler King has him on his back. Boy, it's a tough spot. Got the arms, double arm bar there. Got the knee over top of the face. Official got to make sure the airway is clear, which I think he says it is. And that'll do it again.
Tough kid.
Yeah,
That Barnesville. Those
absolutely.
Barnesville, there was a match 2 years ago. They came up and wrestled St. V, and they had 4 or 5 kids that were just incredible.
Wow.
And that's a long haul.
That is.
Barnesville, that's off of Route 70 there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to stay right here on mat 8. Looks like we have a Maslin Perry wrestler up.
Carter, is that looks like might be, is that Geckler? No.
I think you're right.
Is it Geckler?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And he's wrestling Jay Herrera. And Geckler, a sophomore.
State qualifier last year.
Perry team's loaded this year. I'll tell you what, they're gonna have a nice season. And then quickly in on that single leg, but Geckler pivots out. Nicely done. Back in on a carry. No points yet. Geckler scrambling over the top.
Nothing.
Keeps wrestling. I'll tell you what, never stop wrestling. You young wrestlers that might be watching, notice, never stop wrestling. No points at this point. Official watching. Arms are out. Remember those arms out. He's not found control, and that'll do it. First period is complete. No score. Nice action. Period number 1.
That official did a great job at what I was taught in officiating school there when I was trained, letting it burn.
Yeah,
if you notice, there were a couple times there where you know, if you're not really educated, you could have called 2 points, or and they get out of it in a split second. You have to make sure, and you have to see it, and there it is. And that official did a great job.
Yeah, agreed. I went to the same school that you did with there. I do remember that quite a bit, talking about letting it burn, right? Make sure that you see what you see, right? Walks like a duck, looks like a duck. Got to be a duck.
That's right. Old Fred Feeney.
That's right, buddy.
You're out there listening, Fred.
2 points on the reversal.
Which weight is it?
We're at 144. And Geckler trying to come up. Got that inside leg off the mat.
Yeah, the wrestler he's wrestling, Jesse Herrera, is from Marist.
Marist. Senior versus a sophomore. Nice job. Boy, Geckler up to his feet. Had the nice hand control, cut away nicely.
Wow.
And good movement. Be the wrestler type. And wow, what a nice flurry.
See how close
Finishes
that was?
there, yeah, just like you talked about, right? Let it burn. You almost could have called the 2 for Geckler, and right now things changed, and Herrera with the takedown. 4-1 our score. Looking at the last 10 seconds, short time on the clock. And that'll do it. Second period complete. And coach says he wants to go down. And I'll tell you what, with the good movement that Geckler provides, that's a good idea. 4-1, he's down. Wants to get that escape, possible reversal. Give himself a chance to pull this back. He's done it both times he has been down. He's kept that motion.
Got that leg.
I was just going to ask you about that as an official, and you see that leg go hooked. I mean, when does it become a stalling situation? Does it become a stalling situation when you're just kind of sitting and riding on that ankle?
I don't believe it's a stalling situation. It's only when you're grabbing it and holding it with your hand. He's riding them out pretty well here.
Come up. And Herrera doing no stalling, is kind of working back and forth. Nice job with the rolling that wrist underneath, keeping the pressure on top. And now the official says, nope, I just need to see a little bit more there, boys. Call stalling on the top man. And remember, as we call stalling on the top man, he'll stop time, give that bottom man time to readjust and have an opportunity to escape.
That was the correct call.
Yep. Wasn't coming off the hips, nothing happening.
Wow. Did you see how he's bringing that leg in with his leg?
Far leg, scooping that up. He's got that arm trapped underneath. Under 30 seconds remaining in the match. The senior just a little bit overpowering for the sophomore, but I'm sure Geckler not thwarted by the effort. Short time as we finish up the match here. And that'll do it. Your final 4-1, Herrera from Marist. Again, Jay, you don't find any, even now, this second round of consolations, most definitely as we move on in the championship round, you're not finding any weak links anywhere.
No.
All right, let's survey the mat here, see if we can, we'll leave the camera on mat number 8. If we find someone a bit closer to home. Again, we're in the consolation. This round 1 or round 2 of consies, Jay?
This is round 1.
Okay.
He's in on that single.
I'll tell you what, Jay, we're going to move this over to mat number 7. We're at 116 left in the bout.
Good.
2-1 is our score. Awful close here. Let's see if we can get you some wrestlers there. Mat number 7. So looks like Mr. Holman versus Mr. Gardner. 4-2 our score, 45 seconds left. Got the legs in there, half underneath, working on that head and shoulder area. Again, once you get those legs in, boy, that's the recipe. Put the legs in, you punish the head, right? You punish up top.
Were you a leg wrestler?
I'm 5'2". There wasn't much leg to wrestle with. No, it's kind of funny. Back in the day, we you talk about long legs, and then we caught the short leg series. So no, I never did a lot of leg wrestling. How about yourself?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was one of my go-tos.
I got punished a lot with the legs.
I'd like to figure 4 the leg and then power half. That was one of my go-to. Looks like we got a Louisville kid coming up on mat 6. I didn't know if you wanted to switch over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we do. Coming up on mat number 6, far side. Might be a little difficult to see. We have a lot of wrestlers up and around the mat area. We'll do the very best we can to get that action to you. So that is Dominic Holbarth, correct?
Yes.
And wrestling a junior, Jay Iamuno. Hovarth, a state placer last year. Yes,
Champion.
state champion. So here we are on the consolation side,
Yeah.
and a state champion
In Ohio.
from Ohio. Wow. Again, the caliber of wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen, is just, again, it's so far superior throughout the entire state, entire country. Now, my guess is that they are probably waiting on what we call the go time, right? Because wrestlers have to have, I believe, 45-minute break in between matches, correct?
Yes. It very well could be.
And what's nice, we talked about the technology or the technical side of the systems that we're using. Those guys at the table looking behind the computer, I can tell you they actually will have the exact time when that match can start. So let's see, it's 2:58. If it can start at 3:02, they will wait till 3:02 and then they can start the match. Other than that, the system won't even allow them to score should they even want to start early.
Another Barnesville kid down there on mat 10.
You didn't see the Shamrock, did you?
What's that?
You didn't see the Shamrock again, did you?
No. No.
Come
It wasn't the green, but there is a Shamrock.
No, I know that. No, that's what I'm saying. I saw the other one. He had a Shamrock on his back, and that Shamrock kind of caught you off guard the first time.
Hey, when are we going to start putting in some music through here? Some maybe get some requests out there from the viewers. A wrestling song or a wrestling pump you up music to get going during a break or before a match. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a way that we need to go as we continue to try to improve our show and production for our viewers. And what's exciting, as I shared with you earlier, seeing Ryan Riggs from Mount Union, we will be broadcasting some of the Mount Union wrestling, I believe, in January and early February. So we'll be out to Mount Union College and bringing Stark Media Wrestling to the Purple Raiders.
That would be exciting. I've actually been able to go to a few dual meets and watch Mount Union. My alumni, Woodridge, had a wrestler out there that wrestled quite a bit.
Yeah, Ryan doing a nice job out there. He helped by a young man, Sammy White, one of his assistants. Maslin Perry, great.
They have another Maslin Perry guy, Tony Daly, out there helping out on the coaching staff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Another state champion.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I see Coach Kullman, Coach Laughlin. They're still waiting on mat number 6 to get underway. We'll bring you back to that match in just a moment. Let you watch a little action here on mat number 7. 2-0 our score. It's a close one, 128. Remaining in the match. Shot attempt, far side on the edge, drops in, double to the single. Squared up a little too much.
He's looking at the knee there.
Yep,
Good job,
gotta
official.
watch that knee. Yep, absolutely. Under 1 minute. No points given yet.
Now we have another match ready to go on here, but they're waiting for coaches. They don't have any coaches.
Got to have a coach. Can't start without your coach. All right, whistle blows. They're back to the center. 44 seconds remaining in the match. 2-0 our score. I tell you what, that was a pretty good jump by coach there. Did you see that here right in front of us, match 7? He must have just looked away.
I did. I'm watching the Barnesville match. It's 1-1, 40 seconds left. Nothing yet. He did not give him 2. He gave him 2. What?
Well, camera on mat number 7. Again, stalemate to call by our official. He's back on.
We got stalling.
And as I looked to mat number 6, Josh, Jason.
That's your son.
Yes, good point.
Remember, Dad?
Yeah.
Uncle?
That's right, Uncle. So mat number 6, that match is already over. So they went out, and I do believe it was a fall. But yeah. So whatever happened there.
Are you sure? It wasn't just a forfeit?
Well, I will be honest with you. I'm not sure.
Okay, because I don't think he wrestled. I wondered if they.
Try and join us and share with us a little bit about what happened.
So the Barnesville kid won 3-2. So I was wondering, because it's consolation. I wondered who beat Hallforth, state champ. Well, I look, he wrestled Mitchell Younger from Bishop Watterson, and I believe he's a state champion at Division II as well last year.
Wow.
So second round of Ironman, state champ versus state champ.
That's why you come here, right? Iron sharpens iron. It's all about the toughness. It's all about the building of character and power. Wow. Round 2, you said?
They were both state.
Wow. Incredible. Jay, about 4:34 right here on mat number 7. You got the camera focused there. This is a freshman, Mr. McMullen, versus he's from McCourt, wrestling Jay Mara. Mara, I believe, from Marymount.
In the court, that's where Bo Bassett's from, the freshman who's ranked number 1 in the nation, and he's also ranked number 1 here at Ironman. He's seated number 1. I think he's sitting right here in front of us in the black hoodie. I'm hoping he can come and join us for a quick interview.
Did you say a freshman ranked number 1 in the nation?
Yeah, well, actually, he's a world champion. In 7th grade, he won the Worlds.
Wow. Wrestlers go out of bounds. 3-0 our score here on mat number 7. So here today, from what I've gathering, again, a lot of data, a lot of information kept on this tournament through the years. Of course, starting in 1994, year number one of the Ironman. I believe we have about 133 different schools throughout the company represented here in today's contest. And of those 133 schools, 6 of them are ranked in the top 10 nationally, and 13 in the top 20 nationally. So you're not going to find wrestling any better at the high school level than what you're seeing here these next 2 days. And I'll tell you what, tournament moving along very nicely. I can tell you Wrestle One Tournaments does a really nice job. We were here last night setting up, getting everything ready to go for today. And as far as I can see, at least down here in the Rico Fieldhouse, we've not had any problems with any clocks or table works. I mean, one on, one off, and everything keeps moving right along. The score still remains 3-0 here on mat number 7. Marymount Wrestler on top, doing a nice job of riding. Let that spiral in, half in a spiral.
Got a minute left in this last period here remaining.
Oh, the swipes come. Here we go, Jake. Got back exposure.
Not with 50 seconds left.
Again, though, I believe the McCourt Wrestler, a freshman. By all means, nothing to be ashamed of. Doing a nice job.
They've got a really solid team here representing their program. I believe a couple of these wrestlers from McCourt were ranked number 1 or seeded number 1.
Wow.
Should be interesting when we see these team scores.
Nope, absolutely. Oh, wow. Okay.
So, here, come here, bud.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now at the Stark Media table. Again, we are very blessed. With us right now, we'd like to introduce to you Mr. Bo Basset. Bo, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Really excited. This is a tough tournament and love being here.
Tough tournament. I understand you are one tough wrestler, from what I understand. Is that not true?
Yes, sir. I try to be. I train really hard and try to be the best I can.
From what I understand, and Jason, has followed my partner has followed your career as you went through. Seventh grade, a world champion, from what he has shared with me. And right now, as a freshman, you're ranked number 1 in the nation. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's true. It's just a testament to all the hard work I put in and all the people I have surrounding me. I'm very lucky.
Oh, no. Well, luck is one word for it. I got a feeling that you've put in the time and the effort and so forth. So just curious, when did you start wrestling? How long have you been at it? I mean, right out of diapers or pretty close?
Yeah, I started when I was 6 years old, and it's been my only sport pretty much since I was 6. So been really working hard. I'm really fortunate to live in Western Pennsylvania. In my opinion, it's the mecca of wrestling, and there's a lot of really good opportunities for me there. And my dad's the man. He's really the reason I'm here, and give a lot of props to him.
No, absolutely. Just curious, you as far brothers, sisters, are you the oldest?
Yes,
or-
sir. I have one brother,
Okay.
and I'm older than him, but
Okay.
he should be coming up here through the rankings hopefully soon, and
Yeah.
and hopefully he can get to the top someday.
Well, that's always the thing. The only reason I ask that, is that sometimes you find that that older brother bringing along the younger, but you are the older, so you are
Right,
you
yeah.
kind of set a bar there for the Basset
Yeah.
duo, have you
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, I try to set the bar high, and I'm working with him every single day as much as I can, and I want him to be way better than me, and I think he's really becoming really good, and he's only 13, so
Okay.
he'll be coming up through very soon.
Outstanding. Now, obviously, we talk about student athlete, student first, athlete second. I mean, academically, things strong. What's your favorite subject in school? Just curious.
Definitely math.
Nice.
For some reason, I just really enjoy math, and I'm taking all honors classes this year, trying to get ahead
Wow.
on that side of the academics.
Oh my gosh, outstanding. Jason?
Thank you for your time, young man. What's been your thought with the first couple matches you've had here at the Ironman?
Just score as many points as I can, and really excited. I'm gonna have some really good competition coming up, and I already have. So just scoring points and just doing what I do, and just doing it the best I can.
That's wonderful. And then you mentioned your dad.
Yep.
It sounds like he's playing a big role in your life, and that's
Yeah.
amazing. Praise God that he's there for you to support you. And it looks like it's and your brother, that bond you have with him. So
Right.
wrestling's in your family, and that's amazing to hear.
Yeah, he's the man. A lot of props to my dad. He's with me every step of the way, and I couldn't have a better father.
That's great to hear. Well, we look forward to you. You got another match coming up here shortly.
Very soon.
We're going to be, praying for you and looking, following your season. Good luck. And Jim?
No, I was just going to ask, obviously freshman a few years ago, as you look, to the future, when you're done, any schools come to mind? I mean, you're going to be obviously sought by everybody, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
what are you thinking about at this young age?
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm really big in academics, so that's first for me. I want to be able to go to pretty much any college that I can choose from because my academics are so good. So,
Right.
not really any on what I'm looking for. I'm really close to Penn State. I really like Iowa. Spencer Lee's there. He's always been my role model. My cousin goes to Cornell, so I have a lot of different things pulling me in different ways. I have a lot of really good connections with a lot of different coaches, but really excited for that process.
No, it's going to be an enjoyable thing, and really embrace every single moment. It sounds like you're a young man that does. Jason, I didn't hear Buckeyes.
Well, that's
It's
okay.
killing
Western
me.
Pennsylvania is pretty close to Ohio
yeah.
State. Coach Ryan's a great man.
Yeah.
But wherever you're at, you're going to bless
Right,
the community you're at in the college. And I love hearing how you mentioned academics first, because that's just amazing.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, it's that time of year. I got to ask you, what is your favorite Christmas movie, Bo?
Favorite Christmas movie? Home Alone.
Okay.
Wow.
I like
There it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask your question. 'Cause I know
My
you're
question
dying
is because
to ask
yes,
this.
of course, I wrestled. I used to cut weight, and I always had a go-to cheat. What's your go-to cheat food?
I really like donuts and milkshakes. Obviously, right now I'm not doing any of that. Really staying strict on it, but
For sure.
yeah, definitely donuts and milkshakes for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome. Bo, we appreciate you taking time out of your day here to come talk with us. You've done great. Obviously, I'm sure we're gonna probably see you in the finals. I'm excited to hopefully announce that match soon. So good luck to you, my friend, and appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you.
Bye-bye. Boy, I'll tell you what, huh? A freshman ranked number 1 in the nation, and a world champion at 7th grade. I mean, are you kidding me?
did you hear when he spoke? It's kind of like with the other interviews we had, just how well spoken they were, and just polite. And then he's mentioning his family. Like family was first. His dad, amazing. His brother, how he wants his brother to be better than him.
Yeah.
Also academics. I mean, amazing to hear. Just
Freshman taking all honors classes. I mean,
and that goes the work ethic that they have, and what it takes.
no, absolutely. What'd you say?
I said we're all going to get ringworm.
No, we're not, because there's in one of our segments here down the road. We're going to talk a little bit about some cleaning
For sure,
type
because
stuff.
that keeps I hear a lot of rumors and a lot of people stay away from wrestling because of that, and it's a myth.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, here's not a myth. A great friend of mine, I was watching him coach here a little bit earlier, putting on the headphones. Ladies and gentlemen, like to bring to you now an assistant coach, longtime head coach of the Minerva program. He is our nationals team director here in Ohio. Again, good Christian man, Mr. Jeff Kullman. Coach Kullman.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, baby. How you doing, man?
All right, all right.
Outstanding. Yep. So what do you think? I mean, Ironman, you've been around, you probably coached in the first one, right? 94, but,
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but
okay.
but
Just checking.
nonetheless, well, for me, being out of the high school realm, so to speak, engaged as much as I am now, it's really good for me to get back and see this level of competition, and with our guys seeing, some of the things we need to work on and some of the things that we knew we need to work on, but now with the reality and getting that through to our kids, it's very important. So as one that kind of looks back and tries to see the philosophical thing and the approach to everything, I really enjoy that part of the sport. Now it's just a matter of our guys going to buy into really, when you have to change some things, it takes a lot of work, and it starts now. And of course, our goal is in March. So
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of had the camera focused on Matt Six. I was going to ask you, there were Dominic, Hobart was wrestling.
Right.
Number one, obviously, I was, consolation. Why is Dominic down here, right? I mean, what happened? And then Jason looked back through the brackets, and here round two, we have 2 state champs meeting in round number 2, right? I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's what you get at this tournament, isn't it?
Oh my God,
unbelievable! But that was I'm from my standpoint, I'm glad that match happened.
Sure.
It didn't go our way, and we were probably dominated in a couple positions. It was a close match, but nonetheless, those are the kind of things that we need to go back and work on. As I'm sitting here, thinking about what's ahead, I'm still thinking about what I have to do or what we have to do back in the room, because that's what makes it or breaks it down the road.
Well, and you know better than anybody, right? I mean, so many times we can learn so much more from our losses than we can from our victories.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I told him. It's not a bad loss as long as we can go back and make ourselves better wrestlers and so on. And, that again, it's, I love figuring that stuff out. One of these days, I'm going to be a really good coach, and
right, whatever.
But
he's very humble, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Coleman's very humble.
I've taken my losses, so I understand, and that's the art. I love the science of the sport. I love the art of the sport, and finding what certain kids, what makes them click, and when you see a kid turn on to somewhere along the road and even get to that next level. We think Dom's already at a high level, but there's another level to get to, and it's fun. It's fun getting them there.
Well, talking, so many great words there: fun, click, kid.
Yeah.
How fun is it watching your son now as the head coach of the Louisville team?
Well, he drives me crazy.
But not true, Micah.
No, it's enjoyable because it was a big part of my life and a big part of his life growing up, and now what's going to happen with him? He's going to learn what it means to be a servant leader, and that's just going to make him a better person.
Amen. Well said, Coach.
Yeah.
Micah's such a fine young man. Love him to death. Great guy. We're gonna be out at your room Tuesday for our In the Room segment. So we're going to find out a little bit more about Micah and interview a few of the guys you got there.
He may have a different take on that, but but no, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you guys are doing for the sport, man. This is awesome. And I know it's going to grow, and a lot of people, I mean, you look at this place, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Well, and I'm hoping, and I've talked to you about this, I'm hoping that you'll grow with Start Media Wrestling with us. I see you as a a teacher, as you said, a science. You break the sport down, the science of the sport, and just having a platform to teach about the sport. But I think about also teaching about so much about goals and expectations, how to be a good coach, how to be a good parent or spectator, right? And good at it. So I think there's a lot of great things, and you're going to be a great person to help share that
I've
with
learned,
us.
thank you. But I've learned from a lot of other coaches. I've learned from other parents, how to be a good parent, and that's a big thing. This sport is so hard to begin with.
No.
The training and the work they put in, so many hours for so many minutes out there, and it's they lay it on the line. And God, I just respect everybody that does it, and there's a lot to be learned from it.
Creates a real brotherhood.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
does, and that's what you're you're saying and what I'm hearing. Iron sharpens iron.
Amen.
That's what it's about, and the life lessons that wrestling teaches. It's amazing and to hear where your heart is in it. What a joy, all that you've learned and what you're instilling into your son. Just to hear how you said him being a servant, what he's going to learn. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Being a coach is, it's priceless.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, he's good with many. He's very good in certain areas, but again, just all the little things you didn't think you had to know as being a head coach. Now you have to take care of this and this and this, unexpected things. But again, that's life. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask this, and myself, as you know, right, a former head coach. After we've been down that path, you there for many years. I think I had about a 9-10 year head coaching. Being an assistant coach isn't that bad, is it?
No, not at all. No. I get to work with he assigns me certain kids to work with a little bit more than others, and you, over the years your perspective changes. It's all about at first you do things your way and you want to get the wins, but you understand that I think my philosophy is I want to, whatever I'm doing, I want to become a better wrestler, and that whole process of becoming a better wrestler, leads again. I take that what I've learned and I apply that to life, and that's why many wrestlers become successful after the sport.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew of you, of course, back, when I was coaching at Norton. You were at Minerva at the time. I'm sure we said hello, but you know what? Through my joining of our USA Ohio program, that's when our friendship, and I really believe the Lord brought us together for a purpose, many purposes. But and you, of course, now have been our national teams director for a few years now. I'm not talking about that next level. I mean, as I look back, and of course, yourself coaching your son, I had the privilege of coaching all 5 of my boys. Only 2 of them journeyed in that international or USA realm. Just tell us a little bit. I always thought that was that next step, right? I mean, to really work that technique, to work the freestyle, to work the Greco, to help the folk style. So can you talk a little bit about the whole USA platform, if you will, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I just think that when they get to that level that they're competing in the freestyle and the Greco, and they get on that large Ohio team, okay, Team Ohio, that means something. And what's really neat is the friendships that they make with kids. They'll see each other at the district tournament. They'll see each other at the state tournament, and that little bit of respect that they had for each other for going that extra step out there and that extra step together. And even on a national level, my son knows kids from all over the nation, and that's not just true of my son. I'm talking about anybody that's gone through that experience. They start to, how do I want to say this? It makes things smaller. You know what I mean? Like it's not as big,
right?
And yet they know the avenue that they need to be in, and the road they need to be in. And again, it's connections, it's people, it's relationships. I think down the road, that's you get to learn that, hey, I can go up to a national team coach, a USA wrestling coach, a collegiate coach, and most of these guys are quality people, and they'll sit down and talk with you and share ideas and stuff like that. And that's another level of the sport that another thing of the sport that I really enjoy.
Well, and as preparation too, you have one of the premier clubs in Ohio, in my belief. I've watched it start, and you've grown it tremendously. The Samurai Wrestling Club. I almost took a picture yesterday. I'm walking out, and I see the Ruta sign. I don't know if you saw it up there, the Samurai shoe. I'm like,
I love it.
well, I'm like, wait a minute. Did Coach Kullman something working here that I'm not aware of? So why don't you tell us a little bit about your club, what you guys do, how
that level and the junior level spring. Right now, the past couple years, I've run Louisville High School and Perry High School. I'm not sure what's going to happen this spring, but for sure I'll be at Louisville. But again, that's another aspect of the sport. We get kids from all over, Stark County, Tuscarawas County, Columbiana County. Some other people driving even further than that, and some of the relationships that I've built with kids, they're in college now, and it's really, really neat to have that relationship with those guys and see their careers, continue and so on. But from that perspective, to get into the Greco and the freestyle, I believe, is one of the things that a lot of people need to do if they want to excel in this sport. Because again, you're going to, as you said, Coach, it's iron sharpening iron. Yeah. You got to get to the tougher competition to see what you're made of and make those adjustments down the road.
And I wonder what the stats are. I know when you go down to the state tournament, you'll see those state placers, a lot of those champions or those runner-ups or those thirds.
Yeah.
They are involved in that international wrestling.
I think at one point it was up to around 75%
You're right.
of the placers wrestle, freestyle, and Greco. Yep, in the state tournament. So really enjoy that part of the sport and the extension that it brings to the folk style.
Not a completely new anomaly now in Ohio as it's starting to grow. Last week, of course, we were out at Northwest High School talking with Art Kallai. I believe, Art, your Greco director, from what I understand. Yep. Okay, exciting. But, one of the big things we talked to Art about was the women's wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Art, he talked about how on the West Coast, of course, he's from, was from Ohio, went to Oregon, but he watched that, out there, talked about how large that is. I know you and I out at Fargo, we see the Texas team or Texas, California, even Hawaii come in with large women teams, right?
Yeah.
So just your thoughts on women's wrestling in Ohio as it's growing, how do you see that continuing?
Well, here's what I think. I think some of the states are ahead of us now, but we are a grassroots state when it comes to wrestling. You're talking Ohio, Pennsylvania. It's not going to take long, and we're going to be right up there with everybody else, just because of the quality of coaching, and then you're going to see some of these girls come back and coach, and it won't take long.
No,
Ohio will be there.
No, in fact, sanctioned now by the OSHAA, right? And from what I understand, mat number 4, right? Mat number 4 is the women's mat. And they'll be there on Thursday at the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So they'll have their own mat come Sunday night for the championship.
Wow.
All right, guys. I just contacted the head table. You got to go, Coach? You got a second yet?
Whatever
no,
you need.
I got one more here. No. You're not going wrong. So I just got the team scores so far.
Here we go.
So let's go the top 5. Let's just go top 5. At number 5 is Stillwater. All right. The next one would be a little bit of tie there for 3-4. St. Ed's and Malvern Prep. Your number 2 team right now, Blair Academy. And leading the way only by a couple points is Wyoming Seminary out of Pennsylvania. So some amazing schools here out there, Coach.
Quality. You're going to see a lot of those kids. I mean, you're seeing Division I coaches walking around here right now. That guy got their eyes. They're salivating over some kids from this tournament and from those schools. Yeah.
No. Absolutely. No, in fact, I'll tell you what, I saw Josh Malave from Case Western. So not only your D1s, you got somebody. I saw Ryan Riggs from to be doing some broadcasting with Riggs this year at Mount Union. And I don't know, I didn't get a chance to tell you this. Josh Malave, Josh called me yesterday morning, and he was asked if Stark Media might be interested in broadcasting the NCAA regional
Right.
at the end of February.
Yeah.
So
Josh is he's a
oh, yeah.
visionary, man. He does a great job, and he'll get things organized at Case. No doubt about that.
No, Josh is a great guy. I love Josh.
Yep.
Good man. Good
Yep.
man. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you stepping off the mat for a little bit,
Yep.
stopping by the table, saying hello. You know you are my brother, and we want to get you part of the Stark Media team here as time goes on. So I'm sure we're going to hear you behind the microphone again here very soon.
I appreciate everything you're doing. Thanks.
All right, bro.
God bless
Take
you.
care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Mason Roll.
Oh, okay.
That's your one. He seems like that guy seems like an amazing man.
There ain't no better. Strong Christian. I mean, he goes to the Bible studies on Sunday. I mean, he's just top shelf. What's Mason, a freshman?
17.
Oh, yeah, I can't talk that shit. He's cracking me up. If you can do it, I'm fucking with you. But I mean, Dave Riggs, every time he comes out here, all he does is staring at the table. Like, what was my plan for the game? I guarantee you.
I did ask him, so I like his grandkids. You know, we coached them. You know, that's the first time I coached. You know, you don't know they're going to leave. But I even told him as a mentor, this kid here, that's Logan Stevens.
Dude, I'm telling you, you and Brad are at a different level with that stuff. I don't remember noticing. Doesn't matter. I don't know what they freaking look like. Why do I freaking know what he looks like? I'm not interviewing him. That's out of my league. Mason's getting rid of.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. The 2022 Ironman tournament. We're on mat 8 still. We have a Blair Academy match going on in the second period. But on deck is a Masson Perry wrestler, Mason Rohr, freshman.
Oh, outstanding. Yeah, freshman. Some lineage with that Rohr, even though you hear Mason Rohr. If I'm not mistaken, that is Coach Dave Riggs, his grandson. Is that not the truth?
It is, and it's Ryan Riggs' nephew.
Uncle Ryan and Grandpa Dave.
Yes.
Grandpa Riggs. Yeah, he was expected to wrestle. That's outstanding. Well, we're going to keep it right here on mat number 8. We're going to definitely bring you Mason's match. I'll tell you what, though. Great job getting Coach Kullman to come over. I mean, Coach is just such a fine man. Again, I really think he will become part of the Stark Media Wrestling team as time goes on. Again, taking this from youth to college level. We'll be here tomorrow. From what I understand, we'll be here broadcasting tomorrow, right here, day 2 of the Ironman tournament. Amazing.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you. I have an officiating job. There's a tournament in Canton, Ohio, Junior Ironman. It'll be over almost 600 wrestlers, 14 years and under.
Okay.
There's a girls division and a boys division.
Wow, you're going to have a busy day.
I got honored to officiate that, and should be fun.
Now, is Brad going to be there with you, or is he?
No, he's at
He's at Jackson, isn't he? I think he told me he's got the Jackson duels.
Marcelli duels.
Okay.
Yeah, coach had mentioned just there a little while ago about how many Division I wrestling coaches are here right now.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're right, because some of these kids who are ranked in the world, we've asked them, what colleges, and I love the question because they're not sure yet. And, these best number ones have, multiple colleges in mind.
Well, but I'll tell you what I really liked, as you had pointed out, Bo's answer to that question, right, was, well, I want to make sure my academics strong so I can get anywhere I want to be based on my academics. More or less, again, wrestling was second to what he wanted to do in the classroom. And I mean, to me, that's just speaks volumes.
Student athlete.
That's what it's all about, right? Student athlete, student first. Get the grades taken care of, and the rest will take care of itself. That's for sure. This match about over here on mat number 8. Again, Blair wrestler, 3-0 our score. 15 seconds to going into short time. All right, well, that match is over. The Blair wrestler will move on to the next round. And now coming up on mat number 8 from Maslin Perry, out of county.
Nope, he's on deck.
Yep, we jumped the gun.
Sorry, guys.
Jumped the gun.
You can go and grab a snack, a soda, whatever you want.
Yeah, but maybe they're wrestlers out here wrestling.
Maybe. What about? Speaking of the snacks,
Yeah.
is the snack bag here?
Where is Brooke at when I need my snack? Brooke, come on, girl. You set a bar like on match number 1 about. I went home and told my wife. I said, "Listen, look at this. I had my bag. I laid everything out." Well, you know what she did then? You know what Margaret did? She took my Perels and a couple of the other things and put it like in the little Christmas bag. She goes, "Oh, we can use those for stocking stuffers." I'm like, "The heck no, we're not using it for stocking stuffers. I'm using them bad boys. That's my bag. Get out of my bag." No, Brooke, fine lady. We really appreciate.
Yeah. She's amazing. I'm
We're
blessed.
very lucky, bud.
Oh,
very
blessed.
lucky.
She's a gift.
Yeah, you know what?
I just love watching the wrestlers before they go out.
Yeah,
The
the
back
mental
and forth.
preparation.
Oh, like if you haven't done it,
You can't understand it.
Yeah, you can't explain it. It's hard. It's even the part of, like I've told Owen, when he was end up going in wrestling practices and he'd finish the practice and he'd be exhausted, and I try to tell him, no one else understands that except another wrestler.
Right.
Like, I mean, to me, I wish I could have bottled that up, but.
Actually, right now on mat number 8, you're watching 106 Consolation. Mr. Mazenko wrestling Di Monrito. I'm giving you names from the bout board view. Apologize. I'm going to give you a little bit more. Jason's kind of working his way through the bracket sheet. And the legs are in here, boy. And I'll tell you what, just punishing the head.
Oh.
Half Nelson in, rotating those hips. Pressure coming strong.
He's holding 3. He's holding 2. Sorry, he only got a.
Nope, going to restart, recount. The move doesn't break. Will he get to 5 this time? 8 seconds left. I think he's going to get to 3. He does.
Yes. Do we know who Mason's going to wrestle?
Yes, we do. I'll tell you what, coming up behind him actually is going to be teammate Austin McBurney.
So he's going to be wrestling this kid from Blair Academy.
Mason is.
Yes.
All right.
He had a tough first round. He wrestled, his mom and dad said it was close. So Beckley or Broken Arrow?
Yeah, I think that might be Broken Arrow.
Yeah, he's Broken Arrow. The Blair kid's here. I apologize.
No, all good. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mason Rohr from Maslin Perry coming out to the mat. A freshman wrestling Mr. Beckley. You have a first name?
Yeah,
Mr.
Hudson.
Hudson Beckley from Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow, of course, from Oklahoma, out of the Oklahoma area. And here we go.
I can't really see. I got
Here, I'll move
standing.
down a little
You're
bit.
good.
Yep, now I'll move down so you can see.
I can see, peek through here.
Good motion, both wrestlers. Mason,
On attack.
shot. I mean, he's on the single leg, near side. Looks good. And feet are in. He gets two.
And look at him bringing him back in. He's not wanting to go out of bounds.
Nope, absolutely.
He's wanting to bring them in and start wrestling.
Official says they're out of bounds. We'll bring him back to the center. Beckley will go down. Rohr on top. 2-0 bout score. Remember, first period is 1 minute. Mason taking advantage of that. Nice job. Short time, 15 seconds on the clock. Rohr doing a nice job. Has that wrist underneath, 2-on-1. Got those hips nice and tight. Doesn't want that Broken Arrow wrestler, his opponent, getting right into a nice roll, nice tilt. And no points on the tilt. That'll take us to the end of the first period. Referee flips the disc. Rohr gets choice, looks over to coach. Coach says defer, does so. Broken Arrow's choice. And the wrestler from Broken Arrow, he's going to take top. Mason goes down. He's set. Official doesn't like the lineup. He has a caution. So readjust, sets. There we go. Second period underway. Rohr. Good motion right to the hands.
Moving.
Yep. Legs go in. I can see why this young man took top. Nice, tall, lanky body.
Top.
He chose top. Yep, he wanted to go in with the legs. He's right there. There he goes, working the upper part of the body, legs in, going to punish the head and shoulders. There he goes, underneath with that half Nelson. Reinforced half, trying to work it underneath. Now, if the official doesn't see it, I'm going to say, if he didn't see much action here, he's going to call a stalemate. He does. He'll stop action. And he may give that, what do you think, Jay, one or two more times, and maybe we might see a stalling. Just depends if we don't see any advancement or anything as far as using those legs a little bit more effectively.
It could be fast. It could be quicker than that. He might hit him with the stalemate and just say, hey, you need to work off that. And then comes back in with it again. He'll hit him with the stalling.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I looked at the lineup there. The one caution that Mason got was due to his hands not being in front of the line. Remember, hands are supposed to be in front, and he's behind the line. Mason, the hands weren't really there. Official didn't call it that time, but I think you need to be careful with that lineup.
There's a lot that takes in place before a pre-whistle or all right, there we go.
Broken Arrow guy doing a nice job. Again, got the legs in, working that reinforced half. Boy, he's got it deep this time, Jay.
He does, but it's, I'm not sure what he's doing with it. It's almost like he's just pushing the head down.
A little bit of punishment, right?
For sure.
Working some time off the clock. Neutral. might be my guess. Period. He'll be his choice. 14 seconds remaining in this period. Boy, nice. Tries to come up quick.
Man, he's fast. It's close. It's close. We're close.
8 seconds short time.